I'm joined today by Jonathan. He's one of our programming team in Toowoomba, Australia. Jonathan's been heavily involved and working hard to bring to life some of the new tools and advanced design tools that we'll be introducing to you today. So please take notes throughout today's presentation, as Jonathan's made himself available this morning to have a chat with us and answer any questions throughout or at the end. And Jonathan, if you want to add anything, feel free to jump in, because I'm sure there's some details in here that I may skim over. So today's presentation will cover off the basics of using Terra's software tools for creating terraces or contour banks. We'll be learning about what tools are available from Terra for maintaining terraces or contours, and that'll be utilising the drains tools in the tractor cab. We'll we'll discuss the factors involved in making a decision to move into Terra Design, which is our advanced desktop design software for contours and terrace design. And we'll discuss the surface analysis and design with Terra Design version 2, the new tools and functions within Terra Design version 2 that will allow users to much more accurately design and analyze their terrace and contour projects. So out of our software options, our in-cab tools are optimized for doing maintenance and repairs on contours or terrace banks, whereas we have Terra Design, which is set up for doing full surface and contour design work. So out of our software options, the three main focuses will be Terra Ditch, Terra Cutter, and Terra Design for today's presentation. So what is it that we're talking about? So contour banks or terraces are soil banks and channels constructed across field slopes but spaced down the slope. This style of terrain management has different names around the world. So terraces are commonly referred to in North America, and contour banks here in Australia, and they're just some. So these banks are built to intercept field runoff and control the flow of water to a desired location. So the banks also assist to both slow the speed of surface water flow and minimize the accumulated volumes of flows. This is intended to both reduce and minimize erosion or flooding. Unlike a levee, these banks are designed with slope to ensure that runoff is handled to an appropriate location. It's usually either to the field's edge or to an internal waterway or a storage location. Primarily, contour banks or terraces are utilised to control the surface water flow on terrain where high rainfall volumes often causes surface water runoff once the soil becomes saturated. So the channel and bank designs serve multiple purposes. They assist in reducing the slope length, which is the distance between channel and bank construction. They intercept surface water runoff before it concentrates into a high velocity water flow that can cause washouts and erosion. And banks can also be used to trap sediments and soil erosion that occurs between the successive banks. So this will minimise the costly exercise of repairing field washouts. Banks can also be used for concentrating surface water runoff to storages or designated waterways where field production will not be affected. Terra's in-cab tools are great for working on maintenance of banks and offer a number of easy ways to do this. So utilising the tools we already have available to complete these projects. By driving the bottoms of ditches and the tops of banks, users can utilise the drain design tools to easily repair banks. It's recommended to select the option of multi-fit design, and this will ensure that the earthworks are completed with balanced volumes. When designing close banks and drains together with Terra in-cab software, some experimentation may be needed to achieve the desired results you're looking for, as the drains being so close may cause some strange results in relation to the backslope or drain bottom widths. Beware that also not using backslope can also result in an unwanted result where if the machine remains in auto when passing from the channel design to the bank, while working, this can cause the blade to dig and cause unwanted results. So when working on bank and drain designs with Terra in-cab tools, we have limited capabilities when designing bank profiles combined with slope. Terra's in-cab tools are a great option for bank maintenance and repair, but we do advise moving the project to Terra Design, where the new features available in Terra Design version 2 offer greatly increased advanced planning and project design capabilities. Tools like configurable profile design, water simulation, variable bank size designing capabilities offer powerful options for bank planning and design. Moving a project to Terra Design allows the users many advanced analysis and design tools for working with a whole project in mind. This has many advantages, allowing a user to implement full field leveling whilst implementing a bank design. Terra Design version 2 has seen many advancements in the tools available to users when planning a terracing project. In the upcoming portion of this presentation, we will go over many of the additions to the contour design tools and their functions within the software. Leveraging the advanced design functionality within Terra Design will require a user to have some knowledge of rainfall events and local topography. We recommend that any user not confident in understanding the engineering requirements with advanced water management should consult with a local contractor or an engineer when designing projects. Once a project has been loaded into Terra Design, select the Contour Bank tool, which is found in the Drainage Tools section on the top toolbar. After choosing the Contour tools, this opens the Contour Designer window and places a start line on the surface for the user to set up at the beginning point of the channel and bank design. Adjust the start line so that it is at one end of the area where you would like the contour bank and press the Add Contour button. Point A of the line will be where the first bank starts unless a distance is added as a value in that option. Select which way you would like the contour line to go. The direction a contour will go is relative to the start line looking from point A to point B. Place a stop line anywhere on the field to end a contour short of the field edge or short of an obstacle that would like to be avoided. Smoothing the path a little with the slider to remove sharp kinks smoothing the path a little with the slider to remove sharp kinks will also help to balance the cut feel around ridges and gullies in the field. Too much smoothing, however, will make you move excessive dirt volumes. So once lines are in place, you can use the template settings in the Sections tab to refine your contour bank design. Settings here adjust the standard parameters of the drain and bank profile while maintaining the conventional channel and bank shape. Pressing the Edit Section Directly button will allow you access to grab the nodes and adjust the cross-section with your mouse, allowing complete freedom of bank and channel profile shape design. Making a contour the same size along the whole length may work, but can also result in moving a lot of dirt. And massive earthworks volume savings can be achieved by tapering a contour bank from the center or the start point towards the drainage and exit points. Pressing the Add Section button and adjusting the distance from the start line will allow you to make adjustments to the contour bank at any interval you choose for increased control over the overall design by adding multiple configurable design profiles along the drain's path. While making adjustments to the contour banks, we recommend checking the design against estimates in the water flow tab. Press the Enable Water button and set the data for your desired rain event. After calculations are complete, the window will display the capacity of the contour bank design and the estimated water depth along the length of the contour. The water is also shown in the cross section with a light blue highlight, so you can see how full the contour is at that distance. The enable water window gives guidance on parameter values with presets and a short blurb on each setting. Water plots allow you to show the bank capacity in flow area, flow depth, and water velocity for erosion. Jonathan, do you want to jump in there, Jonathan?
Yeah, if I can. There's an easy way, and a lot of people don't want to make lots of sections, but it's quite easy to add a cross section at each end of your terrace, and that lets you start big on one end and small on the other end, and that's quite easy to achieve with the tool there. And you can see the water then at the water levels estimated at each step there.
Yeah. I also, when working with the new tools, I sometimes found it easy to just add a new dummy profile and then scroll that along, and then you can see the water levels at different set intervals along the path as well. Mm-hmm. So yeah, the new tools there are really flexible, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of users that maybe have challenges with these tools, but will have some really great results with some understanding of the capabilities. So, all right. Okay, so when editing your contour to make water flow reasonably, it may be helpful to pop out the water plots. You will find the pop-out button in the top right of the water flow tab. And if you do this, you can edit the sections and watch the effect on the water plots in real time. If your water velocity is not too high, but a section is breaching, you could increase the overall contour's grade, or you could move some of the sections vertically to increase the slope of the contour of the drain in a few spots. You can view the longitudinal profile in the water plots to see the contour and terrace grade, water depth, and capacities. Note that the water will flow through a cross-section only as fast as allowed by the smallest grade on either side of that. And with farm over contours and terraces, you'll also want to check for breaching with standing crop. In this case, we've added the Manning's roughness value, and you can adjust this to allow for standing crop resistance to water flow, and also allow water to flow more freely and allow higher water velocities with less stubble loads. If you're implementing a design with a bulldozer, you also won't want to move dirt over long distances along the channel and bank design's path. And to reduce the distance you'll have to move dirt, you can use the Dirt Balance tab. So press the Preview Pre-Balance Cut Fill Map button, and this will show you where there is unbalanced volumes of cut and fill along the drain and bank design. Using the pre-balance cut fill, you can see the locations of excessive dirt movement and adjust the design in the sections tab to reduce the amount of dirt being moved. To fix this without ruining the drainage, only edit the sections by moving them left, right in the manually edit nodes. You can view the stats to see the cut fill numbers in real time too. The stats now have all the information you would need to prepare a report to describe each individual bank. Once you've gone through and you're happy with the design, you can press the Apply and Close button at the bottom of the window to burn the design into the selected surface and create a contour guidance line set, ready to be exported and implemented. If you ever need to edit the contour lines, switch to the Guides tab on the right side of the display, select the contour guidance line you would like to edit and press the Edit Guide button. This will open the contour bank editor for this design again. Just be sure to double check that you've selected the correct surface to be applied to before pressing the Apply and Close. You can enter guidelines to a design also under the manually edit option. These lines are a great way of adding auto steering paths and other visual line work you may like to have displayed in the machine cab or for referencing whilst designing with TerraDesign. The guidelines will transition smoothly between the sections if you make the same number of guides in each section equal, allowing you to guide earthworks machinery and auto track along banks and channels with variable size. Other useful features are the ability to shift the design profile perpendicular to the contour's path. This is done easily by entering the Edit Profile Directly menu, where the option to shift the profile left or right buttons are then made available. There is a Tips tab available and multiple tip buttons throughout the contour design tools to assist users in navigating the options that are available. When enabling the water flow options, there are also many options to source tips and information on using these tools effectively. Be sure to familiarize yourself with this information when using these advanced features. The statistics on bank and drain information is also made easily available through either selecting the Stats tab to view a quick overview of the project's design, selecting the Stats button along the lower portion of the design tool. This will pop out a more advanced summary of the design with more multiple tabs for viewing the statistics across different portions of the designs currently active. Sorry, Jonathan, you want to jump in there?
That's okay. Yeah. Those statistics will auto update while you're working on the terrace as well. So one user that I know of has really appreciated the cut fill statistics. They can say how much dirt are they moving for this size bank, and just get the full number as you would when you make a cut fill surface in TerraDesign, and update as you go.
So that's one thing that's really been added in version 2 with these contour design tools, is that a lot of the tools are actively updating, and one of the really great features of TerraDesign is being able to pop out additional windows and have these statistics live. And we really encourage people working with TerraDesign to have multiple displays so you can have all of this information readily available. And as you're actively working on a design, these statistics will continuously update and keep the user informed as they're doing and completing the design. So the export tools. So choosing to export statistical data from TerraDesign is also made easy. You can choose the export or save to disk options. The formats are easily viewable as spreadsheets and allows users the ability to plot or graph and present this data for their projects freely, and also allows them to graph and work with the data in other forms when creating reporting information. So that concludes this portion. So don't forget that we've got many resources available to our Terra owners. Our YouTube channel, our manuals available for download directly now from within the softwares. The webinar recordings are available each week also for anyone who's registered as an attendee for these webinars. And we also often keep everyone informed through our Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and other social media avenues. So our Terra Talk and Dirt webinar schedule will continue on next week with our best practices presentations with our guest contractors coming in. Please, if you know of anyone who's interested in learning more about what we have to offer, please encourage them to register, send those links around, and get them involved. So does anyone have any questions? Now's the time. We've got Jonathan here. He's been an integral part and working very hard on the contour design tools. If anyone's got any questions about those tools, we've got Jonathan available. Ask him now.
That was a great job, James.
Thank you, Gwen. As did you. It's great. This format that we're following with this webinar series is it's a good format. Yeah.
Yeah. So that the new tools there in Terra Design are amazing. And I know we have Michael Wilberg with us. And
see Michael there.
I'd love your input on the new terracing tools. I remember when he's actually with United Ag and Turf in Texas.
Okay.
And has done a lot with our terracing tools. So when we were there last, he had a few contractors that were at our meeting, and they were wanting this. This is what they were wanting.
Yeah.
So,
the new tools in Terra Design version 2 are a quantum leap forward. There's some serious reporting power in there, and a lot of information with channel capacities and bank sizing with the earthworks balancing tools. It's a huge leap forward for people wanting to design their own banks. It's really a huge step forward in making that possible, in getting all that information back to people. In making this presentation, I've done some work with a few different designs, and they're being able to do water flow simulation on a surface with those variable sized banks. It's another leap forward from what we had before with static sized banks for the full length. So.
Actually, about that, one of the farmers who kind of inspired this work found that he moved about 3 times less dirt and was able to make the same sort of time savings to make a contour in his land. It was just amazing to see the effect of this.
So Michael actually responded, and Michael, you can unmute yourself if you can. You've got the ability on whatever device you're using. But he said, yes, that looks like exactly what some of these guys were looking for, both in designing and in the stats for sending to local conservation centers for funding. That was really big in our meeting, because there's cost share programs and they need to get approved. And in order to get approved, you got to have the stats, got to have the earthwork details, and there's a lot of details there. So thank you, Jonathan, for that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of effort went into the flow planning, the flow estimation,
depth
and so on, and the reports too. So that's good to hear. That's awesome.
And another really great thing that people using these new tools will find is the tips and the information, the quick links, like to go and get tips on it. I really enjoyed reading some of that information, explaining how the tool works and how the tool interprets that information. And there's just some interesting reading in there, regardless of whether we need them or not. So